Two. Hi everyone.
Hi.
So, welcome to Style Tip Thursday. Today we're going to do things a little bit different for you, and I've convinced Lisa to come on camera with me to do a little live question and answer for you about keratin smoothing treatments. So, if you've been watching our page, you have seen some incredible work, a lot of it from this chick, because her smoothing treatments are pretty amazing. But I think my entire team has really started to embrace them and love the results that we've seen. What's your favorite thing about the keratin treatments?
Everything. I like doing them or like the results.
Let's see the results, because the end result for the guest is.
So, I guess it just leaves the hair like much healthier, shinier, smoother, way more manageable to do. I know when I got mine, I couldn't even brush my hair. I remember when you were doing the treatment, the first thing you told me was to brush out my hair, and I was like, what? Like, I don't usually brush my hair. But now I can. I can just literally get out of the shower and go on my day. I don't even have to style it.
So actually, I'm going to stop you. So that's one of the major benefits of the keratin smoothing treatment, is that it helps cut down on the styling time. And they say it reduces your blow dry and styling time by 50%. So that's, I think that's a trip. If I can save half my time getting ready for work, that would be amazing. Hey, Hillary, if y'all are watching, don't be afraid to comment below. Ask us some questions. We're going to try to answer them as they come. So, when you think of the ideal candidate for somebody for keratin smoothing, who would that be?
Somebody who's put on the spot. I don't even know.
Oh, you're okay.
Probably like frizzy, unruly hair, really curly. You don't have to have really curly hair either to get a smoothing treatment, because it's not a straightening treatment, but it's smoothing. So it'll probably reduce some of your curl, but you probably won't see a complete reduction in your curl.
I'm going to actually stop you. So that's one of the major things. Hey, Michaela, I wanted to make sure we said hi to you. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. One of the other major benefits of the keratin smoothing treatment is that it helps reduce the frizz, right? So most of our clients that have had it are like, oh my gosh, like the humidity is not attacking it as much.
Right, yeah.
It's overall just creating a much more smoother look. And we've seen people that have naturally curly hair still retain that curl, but it's definitely more controlled.
Yeah, and manageable.
Yeah, and so we see these like super silky looks when they leave here, because we have to flat iron them so many times. But I really love to see that 3-day transformation when they can wash it again, because the hair is just so shiny and so beautiful even after they've washed it and not even touched it with a flat iron.
And I think that's what made me fall in love with the treatments, is because when I do it, I see the results when they leave. But then when I got mine, I actually got to live with it, and that's what made me fall in love with it.
Yeah, well, and it was nice for me, like when Karina came in, we actually did things a little different with her. Karina wanted to have it curled instead of flat ironed, and I was like, I'm not sure how this is going to go, but we'll give it a try. So,
yeah, I was really interested in seeing how the results
and she messaged me and said, my hair is so good. She's like, normally, yesterday was so humid. She said, normally my hair would be so fly away. It would be crazy and frizzy. She sent me a picture and she's like, I just love this treatment. I'm totally obsessed. And I think for us being hairdressers, when we feel like we're obsessed with a treatment, it just makes it, we stand behind it even more. So, but she did have her natural wave back, which was, which is what she didn't want to lose that completely. So that was really cool to see it happen.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen her with straight hair before, so that would kind of
Hey, Destiny, I'm glad you could join us. Let's see, what are some of the other benefits? So when people ask me about the keratin treatment, my favorite way to explain it is when you think about, so keratin is the protein that our hair is made out of, right? So a lot of times that gets depleted. So how does that happen? Well, from chemical damage, mechanical damage, your flat irons, curly irons, blow dryers, that all takes a toll on our hair. And environmental damage as well. So it breaks down the keratin. So my favorite way to describe what the keratin treatment does is, so if you think of the blacktop on the road, so between, like when we're plowing it and it gets worn, driving on it, we start putting dips in it, and all of a sudden we get a pothole. So every now and again they have to go back in and blacktop the road, right? So now what they're doing is they're smoothing the surface and they're filling all the potholes in. So when I think of a keratin treatment, that's kind of what it does, right? So it's filling in the potholes that we've created from chemical, environmental, and mechanical damage on your hair, and it's going to like give you that shiny, smooth surface.
I think that's a perfect way to explain it.
Yeah. And my favorite part of doing the treatment is like when we're flat ironing it and all of a sudden
Glass.
yeah, it just I can't even explain it. You're like pass with a flat iron and all of a sudden it just literally turns to glass. So I just love that treatment so much. Do you guys have any questions for us? We're trying to cover everything, but if there's anything you want to know, we'd love to hear that. What did we miss? Oh, I think it's important to let them know how many days we have to wait before we can wash it.
Oh yeah, 3 days. Well, they recommend 48 hours, but I always say 3 days.
Yeah, so it is 3 days. We do ask that you don't like pull it up. You try to leave it straight and in that natural position when we left you. If by some chance it rains or whatever, we just ask that you dry it real quick and try to get it back to the way it was. And then after that, you can shampoo and conditioner.
Right. Yeah.
You have to use a sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner. The Keratherapy line is amazing here, but that's important because the sulfates will strip the treatment. How long does it last?
About 12 to 16 weeks, depending on how well. As long as you're using the sulfate-free shampoo and conditioners that they recommend.
Right, and you've actually been playing around with another product. What is? You want to tell us about that? Yeah. So tell us about the booster.
We just got the keratin booster treatment, and you can actually add that into one of our formaldehyde-free treatments right at the end, or you can use it as often as monthly to refresh your treatment. So if you're thinking like if you're going away, or if you're thinking like you just need a refresher, you can do that. You can, if you're getting a color service in between your
I'm gonna leave you and get the phone. Okay. Keep her company, guys.
Hurry back. If you're getting a color service in between your keratin treatments, I would do it right away, right after your treatment. Or right after your color service. I can't believe she left me right now. I'm all by myself.
You're welcome.
Does anybody have any questions?
Lucky for you, they had the wrong
I
answer.
know. I totally jumbled my words too while you're gone. So nervous.
So you're talking about the booster.
Yeah. So you can do it after your color treatment. I actually just did that last week after Emily did my hair, and I love it. It just totally did exactly what it said.
Awesome. What else? How long does it take us to do the
booster?
No, the full service. How long does it take?
About 2 hours, 2 to 2.5 hours. But I usually can get you out of here in 2 hours. I'm pretty.
Yeah, I think 2 hours is an average time, unless they have massive amounts of hair like you.
Yeah. I had 3 people working on me.
Yeah. All right, well, I think we are going to wrap this up. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. Shoot us a message. We'd love to share some info with you. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Take care.